Hello, men, boys, and gentlemen, and my beloved, the educated people of the world. This is the third installment of the, the interview or the question and answer session that my audience has sent. The questions that my audience have sent. And in this video, I have compiled all the questions that are deeply philosophical in nature. More than musical, they're philosophical. So all those questions I have compiled into one for this video. There seems to be 30 questions, 30 odd questions, so this would be a little longer, but I think this would be very interesting because these questions are very deep. So without any further ado, let's start. First question is, what is the nature of creativity and where do you find inspiration? Creativity is formless, dimensionless. There is no definition to creativity. Uh, if you look at the etymology of the word creativity, it comes from the word creation, and creation comes from nothingness. Uh, oh, uh, be it the universe or be it the smallest of the stuffs in the universe, that is the strings and subatomic particles, they all come in and out of nothingness, really. And I think that also applies to creativity as in art. Art also comes out of nothingness. Yeah, we have a brain that kind of mm, calculates and kind of uh, pre-visualizes what that creative thing might look like. But if you think of if you take that actual art, the actual creativity, say a painting or a song or a cinema, it comes out of utter nothingness, really. When I sit to make a song, it comes out of nothingness. I don't know from where it comes, but yeah, like something comes out and manifests itself from nothingness. So if I have to say what is the nature of creativity, the nature of creativity is zero, nothingness. And the more nothingness you are in, the more aligned to creativity you are in. And that is why you see all these people who think, oh, I am such as, I am such and such, I did that, that ego, kills creativity. And that is why we see, nowadays, the kind of industry we are in, the kind of, the atmosphere we are in, everything is degrading. That is the reason, ego has taken up, that the very idea of nothingness, I am nothing, the very realization that I am nothing, that has ceased to exist. So uh, uh, the more in tune with nothingness you are, the more creative you are. So that is the nature of creativity. And the actual question is, what is the nature of creativity and where do you find inspiration? I find inspiration in anything and everything. I find inspiration in the sky, in the clouds, in the pond, in the trees, in the animals, and the humans, in the piss, in the poop, in the drains, in the in the all kinds of things can spark an inspiration in you. It's on you completely. Where will you be inspired from? So regarding the first question, what is the nature of creativity? The nature of creativity to me is nothingness. And where do you find inspiration? Anywhere and everywhere, except Bengal. How do you define beauty? Wow. How do you define beauty and how do you attempt to capture it in your work? Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, that age-old proverb. Mm, beauty, beauty is a very subjective thing, like what I find beautiful, someone else might not find beautiful. But if I have to define beauty as a whole, um, something that is symmetrical to your brain, it falls right into place, and your brain or your brain or your sense organs kind of feel good feeling that thing, or sensing that thing. If such thing happens, then it's beautiful. And yeah, I mean, beauty is what you define it. Okay, like I something that is, say, the ugliest thing in the universe, I might find it the most beautiful thing in the universe. So, you can't really define beauty. These are all abstract things. Creativity, beauty, these are all very abstract things. And since they are abstract, they are subjective. And how do you attempt to capture it in your work? माय गॉड गाइस, तुम लोग क्या पीके हो भाई, ऐसा क्वेश्चन करते हो? नाइस. एंड हाउ डू यू अटेम्प्ट टू कैप्चर ब्यूटी इन माय वर्क? You listen to my music and you will understand how beautiful it is, how multi-layered it is. uh, to me, beauty in music, if you ask what is beauty in music, I would say something that stirs your soul. You listen to it and you think, wow, that feeling, wow, that is beauty in music. So, and my music is beautiful through, in and out, you know so how do I attempt to capture it in my work? By being a beautiful guy. What is the relationship between art and reality? Do you seek to reflect or shape it? Art is reality and reality is art. uh, that is something people don't realize. uh, what you see in reality is reflected in the art, and what you see in art is actually the representation of reality. So yeah, reality is art and art is reality. Even my things, surrealistic stuffs, which are uh, seemingly, you know away from reality, is also taken from reality. I mean, without reality you can't really create anything. You need that reality as a raw material to create an art out of it. So to me, art and reality are completely dependent on each other. Do you seek to reflect or shape it? Uh, yeah, like an artist doing an art is reflecting on that reality, right? Like if when a painter sees a beautiful scenery and tries to capture it on a canvas, all he's trying to do is reflect that scenery, that beautiful scene that he's seeing, into the canvas. Same thing with music. Okay, what we see, we write, we sing. But to say that I have the power to shape reality, that is talking like this industry people. Okay, I can shape. Who am I to shape reality, man? Like, I am a microscopic organism, and the reality is this entire universe, which is infinite. Who am I to shape it? I am a part of reality. I am experiencing reality. And yeah, I'm just a kind of boat, flowing through this, mm, you know infinite, endless river of reality, and all I can do is float. Really, I don't have any power. Reality is such a big thing. Who am I to shape it? How do you balance the desire for self-expression with the need to connect with an audience? As I said, I don't feel the need to connect with the audience. I don't know what that means. Okay, I don't know. Okay, for example, I have never seen Manna De or Hemant Kumar. They're going out into the audience and doing, "Oh, bro, how are you? Please, like and subscribe. I am Manna De. Like and so." Have you ever seen that? No, right? That is why that was the golden age. Okay, so I don't do that. The audience, if they feel that they can have something from my music, they have it. If they don't, they don't. That's all. I don't feel the need to go and connect with them. And I would also suggest my audience to not try to come and selfies, autographs. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you can learn something from me, that's all you can do. And how do you balance the desire for self expression? I mean, why would I need to balance the desire for self expression? Self expression is self expression. I would do it as I want. Why would I need to balance it? What is the role of the artist in society? Wow, that's a great question. What is the role of the artist in society? Do you see yourself as as a singer, composer, storyteller, or something else? I see myself as an artist. That's all. Okay, and these other things fall in that broad spectrum of artist. Okay, yeah, I only see myself as an artist. What is the role of the artist in society? Oh my God, if artists were not there, क्या करते तुम लोग? मर जाते यार. Just imagine a world without music. Imagine a world without cinema. Imagine a world without the literature. Imagine a world without painting. Imagine a world without all these arts. You know, क्या करते तुम लोग? क्या करते? कुछ नहीं कर पाते, मर जाते. So the role of the artist in the society is first to maintain the mental sanity of humanity, because art के बिना फिर ये जो जो इंसान नाम के बेहुदा चीज है ये मर जाएगा. And we artists, the most important work we artists have is to show the mirror to the society. हम सोसाइटी के आईने हैं. ठीक है, जो तुम जो हो हम वो दिखाते हैं. तो अगर तुमको हमसे प्रॉब्लम है, हमसे नफरत है, तो वो तुम एक्चुअली खुद का रिफ्लेक्शन देख रहे हो मेरे अंदर. तो वो क्या मेरे ऊपर वो है नफरत या खुद के ऊपर, वो थोड़ा सोच लो. So yeah, the role of the artist in the society is to maintain the sanity of humanity as a whole, to spread peace, uh, to 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 take forward science and philosophy, and most importantly, to show the mirror to the society. I would also like to add that modern artist means camera ke samne nanga ho jana and all that. Uh, those people, like, I wish they die soon. The world will be a much, much, much healthier place. How do you navigate the tension between originality and influence? Wow, man. क्या क्वेश्चन है यार, क्या क्वेश्चन है. सही है. How do you navigate the tension between originality and influence? There is nothing original in this world, bro. Everything is influenced. Everything. Uh, you might think that it is original, but it's not. It's not. Why? And I'll say why. First of all, okay, I will say this from the perspective of music. There are 12 notes, right? In music, there are 12 notes. Whatever you do, okay, no matter how original you be, you will have to use those 12 notes. Now, there are millions and millions of songs in this world. As soon as you start using those 12 notes, you will see some permutation and combination has been done, and something that has been done prior will sound the same as what you are doing. Okay, and that doesn't mean that you have stole it. That means that it's mathematically impossible to be completely original, because ultimately it's those 12 notes. It's the game of those 12 notes. So things will sound the same. You will have influences. And also know that this brain, human brain, can only produce what it knows. Okay, a human brain cannot, I mean, human, animal, whatever, a human brain cannot produce something that it doesn't know. So whatever you are creating, somewhere or the other you have heard it before. I'm saying about music, and it happens in all sphere of art, in cinema, literature, painting, everything. Whatever you do, it has been done before. So there is nothing called, you know, original. E- Everything is influenced. Uh, what is the significance of impermanence in art? Do you embrace ephemerality or strive for timelessness? My God, what a question. I'll read that question again. What a beautiful question. What is the significance of impermanence in art? Do you embrace ephemerality or strive for timelessness? No art is impermanent. What I mean to say is every art has a shelf life. There will come a time when that art will be forgotten and a new art will take its place. And that is the part and parcel of this. We have to accept it. And if you ask me, I neither strive to be permanent, not timeless, not timeful. All I want is to do this until the end of my life and keep something for my next generation from where they can learn, be entertained, and everything in between. But most importantly, uh, I would like to keep some songs for my next generations from where they can learn. How do you define success and how do you measure the impact of your work? Uh, I think success is a constant thing. Success does not stop in one place. For example, when I was a little kid in school, success to me was just being able to go on stage and sing. If I did that, I was like, wow, I am successful. So in that age, that was the height of success I could think of. After that, I thought, why not I make one song? So then after that, the definition of success to me became, being able to make a song from start to finish, not recording, just making it. And that took years and years and years and years. So when I achieved that, then I thought, fine, why not release a song? That would become the success for me. So then when I achieved that, then I thought, fine, why not release an album now? Then that became the success for me. When that was also done, now like what next I can do? So success never stops, and the very thing called success is a very uh, I never, I have not really gone with this concept of success and failure and all that. Uh, you just work, bro. Uh, बस काम करते जाओ, फल का चिंता मत करो. ठीक है, बस काम करते जाओ. The work is important. The work is important. ये सक्सेस फेलियर क्या होता है? ये सब कॉर्पोरेट में होता है. ये म्यूजिक है, कॉर्पोरेट नहीं है. यहाँ पे सिर्फ प्यार होता है, सिर्फ प्यार और इबादत. ये दोनों होता है. सक्सेस फेलियर क्या होता है? क्या क्या रियलिटी शो में आए हो क्या ये? There is no concept of success or failure in music. How do you measure the impact of your work? When I see that my songs have, or my philosophy, or whatever, has caused a change in someone, positive, uh, and it has impacted that person, how small or how big, that does not matter. But if it impacts someone, even in the slightest way, uh, that is my definition of impact. My impact does not lie in how many views I got, how many subscribers I have. I don't care about all that. Uh, if my song has 1 view or 1 crore view, it doesn't matter. I have never really thought about that. But yeah, I care that if my music is being able to heal people, if my music is able to answer the questions of my brothers, you know, highly, soul stirring things, if I'm able to quench the thirst of the soul of a human, then I make an impact. Okay. For example, ধরো যদি হঠাৎ সন্ধে is a song that has garnered crores of views, but I think that is my failure. Arshi has been heard by very few people, but that is a successful song because that has made an influence. Hobby Holiday Hula Loop Part 2, just 50 people have heard it, but that has made a huge influences in those 50 people. Okay, so that is how I take my success, and I'm hugely successful. And it's not that people don't hear my music, it's just that I stay pretty lo-fi. I don't really go out and do all the things that the industry wants us to do. But my audience lies all over the world, and I'm in great contact with them personally. But I don't feel the need for them to come forward and actively create a community. I If you see my stuffs, I never say like my stuff, subscribe to me. I never say that because that is not why I do that. Hmm. What is the relationship of art and identity? Wow. What is the relationship between art and identity? How does your work reflect or shape your sense of self? Well, don't you think that people do art to immortalize their identity? I mean, not always. I mean, and not fully, but yeah, a part of the artist always strives for that. My identity remains immortal. So, yeah, a part of the artist will always. Uh, I think the hardest part for any artist is to create his or her own identity. In my case, or in our case, our own unique sound. Uh, that becomes our identity, or the kind of music we do, or the way we deal with people. Those things start to become our identity. So, to answer your question, uh, there is a very big relationship between art and identity. But your question has actually made me think about this. I never really thought about this question before. Thank you, thank you. I will study about this more, and I will uh, you know send you the answer properly in mail, uh, because this I have to study what other people has to say about the relationship of art and identity. Uh, how does your work reflect or shape your sense of self? I think an artist becomes an artist when his or her sense of self becomes so blurred, so hazy, that he or she starts to do art to really understand it. Uh, I think art always comes from some crisis. Uh, you will never see the Ambanis doing art. You will never see the Tatas doing art, or Salman Khan or Shah Rukh Khan doing art. They act for money. They don't do art. Uh, on the contrary, you will see Van Gogh doing art, me doing art, uh, Sid Barrett doing art. So art always comes from a crisis. Uh, So, and most of the time, that crisis is the crisis of self. Uh, Trying to know yourself, trying to understand what you say or what you do, because most of the times, I being an artist, I know that we artists, so many times it happens that we say something that we only don't really understand what we said. So that tells me that there is a crisis in every artist. There is a deeper version of self in every artist that artist tries to explore, and art is just a way, a pathway to that exploration. How do you approach the paradox of creating something new within the constraints of tradition and convention? Wow, amazing question. See, what I do is, if you hear my music, especially Hobby Holiday Hula Lupas Part 2, you will see you know stark contrast in traditions. So you might see one party song, and right after that you will hear one traditional Indian song. Right after that you will hear one rap. Right after that you will hear a Sikkimese song. So uh, I always try to completely smash that very idea of paradox, you know in in between traditions. uh, I want to smash those paradoxes. I mean, why can't I place a baul song just after a rap? Why? Why can't I sing a Ravindra Sangeet after I have sang a black metal song? Why? Can you answer that? Why? I have no answer. So, to me, there are no, paradox as such in between tradition, genres, conventions, languages, religions, and all that. We are all humans, and generally humans are all the same, and human feelings tend to be same across religions and cultures and countries. Human emotions, human interactions, human ways, human stupidity, uh, all these things are more or less the same. So I don't uh, like agree to this fact that there are paradoxes and all that. And people who say that you cannot do uh, a black metal song after a Ravindra Sangeet actually don't really know anything else apart from Ravindra Sangeet. That is why they say that, because how can you say something wrong if you have not really experienced it? Okay, so yeah, to answer your question, I don't think there are any paradoxes. It's the paradoxes are those that we create for our uh, own selfish motives or whatever. What is the role of emotion in art? Do you seek to evoke feelings or explore intellectual ideas? Emotion, art without emotion is like a human body without water. Art is made of emotion. Okay, if you don't have emotion, you cannot make an art. Okay, uh, what the intellect does is tries to define that emotion, tries to make sense of that, the emotion. But if you ask me what is the raw material, the basic ingredient of art, that is emotion. If I have to compare that to cooking, then I would say the raw materials, the rice and the dal, those are the emotions. Those are the basic ingredients, that is what you eat. And intellect are the spices, the salt, those things that embellish the emotion, that make the emotion taste better. Okay, so, and nowadays I see, like, oh, such an intellectual film. Oh my God, it's an art film. Uh, I feel like laughing, because intellect is nothing without emotion. Nothing. Uh, because the intellect needs something to intellectify, if that means anything. Uh, the intellectual, the intellect always tries to make sense of things, but emotion is emotion. You cannot really say why I am feeling like this. Okay, emotion makes no sense. Okay, so I think using just emotion for art, you cannot do it, and using just the intellect for art, that is also not possible. You have to have a balance of both. Both should complement each other. You know, both intellect and emotion, both the brain and the heart, should equally complement each other in or, in order to create a great art. Mm. How do you see the artist's role in capturing the human condition, and what aspects do you focus on? Well, if you ask me, historically, since humans have been around until date, most of the times we have fucked up. Okay, there's a very few instances where we humans have been actually successful in its truest sense. A human endeavor, the success of a human endeavor is always, almost always, partnered by huge loss, tragedy, and all that. So, human condition is fucked up from the start only, and probably that is why we came up with art. To have an outlet, to have an outlet, because when everything fails, art saves you. When nothing, where you when you find answer in nothing, you find answer in art. So, to answer your question, how do you see the artist's role in capturing the human condition? I think the artist's role is to capture the human uh, condition. And what aspects do you focus on? I focus on the aspects that humans fight the most, like religion, like gender, like uh, the human mind, mental health, uh, interrelationships among human beings, and in general the emotions. The spectrum of emotion that humans have. Uh, I like to ride through that, and if you want to ask my focus, I focus on the music, and the music says me what emotion it is. And uh, and when it comes to music, music is all about emotions. To manifest that music into reality, you need the intellect, but music as a whole is nothing but emotion. What is the relationship between art and truth? Do you seek to reveal or conceal it? Art is truth, truth is art. Okay. That is irrefutable. And why will I conceal it? Why will I conceal the truth? Have you ever seen me concealing the truth? Um, I have got death threats and rape threats too for saying truth. So I absolutely don't go by this thing that we should conceal the truth. We should absolutely bring out the truth, no matter what it brings. And for an artist, it's a responsibility for that artist to bring out the truth, because the हम समाज के आईने हैं. We are the we are the we are the looking glass of the society. We should not be polluted. We have to show them their true faces, and that is our work. So, to answer your question, I always seek to reveal the truth, and probably that is why I do this. How do you navigate the tension between personal expression and commercial appeal? Yeah. Once more, I have chosen my audience very smartly so that I don't have to think about personal expression and commercial appeal, because my audience's commercial, the appeal is the personal expression. They don't go for nude dance. They don't go for Bollywood. They don't go for film music. Uh, they don't go for reality shows. They don't go for those shallow things. They want depth. They want reality. They want something that can stir their brains, make them think. So, uh, so, so I am very lucky that way. कि I have got my audience who are not like that, who encourage me to do things that I like, that I want to do. And uh, and uh, my audience support the fact that I won't listen to anyone, I won't listen to any standards, I will do whatever the fuck I want, and they will accept it, and they do accept it, and that is a good thing. That's a brilliant thing, and that is a great sign of our music circle. That is a very healthy thing that is happening, where the audience has shut their mouth. The know-it-alls of the industry has shut their mouth, and the audience have shut their mouth. And whatever the artist does, the audience is just taking in. That is a very good sign. What is the legacy you hope to leave with your art, and how do you want to be remembered? I want to be remembered as the greatest musician to ever walk on earth. Ever. Ever. I repeat, I want to be and I will be the greatest musician or artist to ever, ever walk on the face of this planet earth. ओए इंडस्ट्री के लोग तो सुन रहा है ना? हाँ, let me say it again. I want to be the greatest ever to walk on planet Earth. And what legacy I want to leave? I want to leave art that will help, HELP, help people for generations to come. I don't want women to dance naked on my songs. I mean, you can't also. You can try. You can try it, you can't. I make my songs in that way. Even if you want to dance naked in my song, you can't. Uh, you can only sit, listen to my song, and think. That's all. So yeah, I want to leave behind a very healthy uh, art for my next generation. I am not really interested in my previous generations. I don't work for them. I am not even not interested in what they say. I work for my next generation, mainly the boys, uh, and I hope that I will leave things for them that will help them in any way. Now, how do you perceive the relationship between your individual identity and your artistic persona? My identity is my artistic persona, man. Like as I said, like I don't form that superficial stage presence name, or kind of that. I mean, you see the reality shows and you will understand how superficial things are. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. There is a quote from Kurt says this, that I would rather be hated for who I am than being loved for who I am not. Okay, so if my personal identity somehow doesn't make you think that I'm an artist, that is your problem. That is your problem, because you have created this guidelines, or kind of constitution of an artist. First of all, who gave you the right to judge an artist? Show me the pamphlet where it's completely written, this things will make an artist, and this things will not. Show me where it's written. Who are you to say who is an artist and who is not? Who are you? Who am I to say who is an artist and who is not? Everybody in this world is an artist. Everybody. And people who judge in between artists are some of the most low quality people out there in the world, some of the most illiterate people in the world, because you can't really compare artists. Come on. It's so funny. It's so funny. When I see all these reality shows, I laugh. I laugh, and I and I feel so bad for them. They're suffering. They're suffering. In what ways do you think your music reflects or shapes your sense of self? My sense of self shapes the music, not the other way. Uh, yeah, that's the answer. How do you navigate the tension? Okay, I think this one I said. Okay, what is the significance of originality and authenticity in your music, and how do you maintain it? Originality and the authenticity is my top priority. When I sit to do music, I keep this in mind that my music should not sound like anyone else. Anyone else. So for that, you will see. Uh, for that, I know I do all the things that they say can't be done. For example, uh, if I want, I can play a distortion riff with a dholak. Now, will you say me that that can't be done? Who are you to say that? Who the fuck are you to say that? I repeat, who the fuck? Who the fuck are you to say that? I will do Ravindra Sangeet in growling voice. Who the fuck are you to say anything? Who are you? You are nothing. So, so the authenticity, originality. If you have to be original, you have to break rules. You have to break rules because if you go through the rules, you will do the same thing that the other person has done. That's all. You know. Uh, Earlier, people used to say that you cannot mix rock and rap. It's just impossible. You can't. Then Linkin Park, they did it. Okay, so every time you say, "Oh, this can't be done," and these are mainly said by all these so-called seniors of the industry, who think they're gods, they know everything and all that. I would humbly ask you, who the fuck are you, bro? Who the fuck are you? As if you know everything. How original are you? What works have you done? I want to ask all these reality show people, show me what work you have done. কি করেছো তুমি? করে দেখাও। এত বড় বড় জ্ঞান দিচ্ছ কেন বাবা? হ্যাঁ? রিয়ালিটি শো এর চেয়ারে বসে। প্রথমত তো রিয়ালিটি শোতে এরা গিয়েছে কারণ এরা কাজ ফাজ আর পায় না। তাই জন্যই রিয়ালিটি শোতে যেতে হচ্ছে জাজ হয়ে। ঠিক আছে, গেছো গেছো। হ্যাঁ, কিন্তু তুমি আমাকে এইটা বলো যে তুমি কি করে বলছো যে এটা হয় আর এটা হয় না? তুমি কি ঠেকা নিয়ে রেখেছো নাকি ভাই? হ্যাঁ? কে ভাই তুমি বলার এটা হয় কি হয় না? Fine, anyway. So, to to answer your question, originality and authenticity can only come from breaking the rules. That's all. Or else you can't be authentic. You can't be original. How do you see your role as a storyteller, and what stories do you aim to convey through your music? My music is completely storytelling. If you see, I do concept albums where the entire album is actually one full song, and it goes on as a story from first song to last song. And the genre of music that I do, psychedelic, is about storytelling, and uh, and I think music as a whole is going towards storytelling, from this love and all that. So what happened is, till all this time, love was the main theme of music. Not even love. You take any song from any film industry, or most of the songs of the independent scene, they are all basically, I want to sleep with you. Okay, a boy saying a girl or a girl saying a boy, I want to sleep with you. यही चीज तोड़ खोल के यहाँ ऐसे वैसे हर तरह से यही बोला जाता है. So that is not storytelling. But recently, if you see, music, musicians, films, cinemas, they're trying to go away from that. You know, एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा. We are not interested in all that shit anymore. हम लड़कियों को देखते भी नहीं है, हमको वो इम्पोर्टेंट लगता ही नहीं है. हमारे पास, to explore. We have so many other subjects and things, and yeah, and so when you uh, start working with all these other concepts, then the scope of storytelling, uh, you know, expands pretty exponentially, and I think that is a, a, a very healthy sign of the future. That in future music would be mostly a thing to think and not a thing to sexualize yourself. Uh, in what ways do you think your music can influence or shape cultural narratives? My music can completely erase the cultural boundaries because I work with a lot of languages, a lot of musical genres. My music will erase shallow thoughts. Uh, my music can erase the industry. To answer your question, when you have asked this question to me, I know that you have asked this question to me because you know that I can influence or shape the cultural uh, narratives. That is why you have asked this question to me in the first place. So I think there you have your answer. How do you approach the concept of originality in your work, and what does it mean to you? Yeah, again, you have to break the rules. You have to completely reject what the quote unquote the industry standard says, and you have to break those rules. You have to absolutely smash those rules, and only then something original will come out. uh, what is the relationship between your music and your personal experiences, emotions, and thoughts? I make my music from my personal experiences. Okay. uh, I don't know how to make music outside of the personal experiences. I don't think that you can actually do that. And basically, not only me. I think I'm speaking for all the other artists out there. Um, uh, I think most of the artists out there, we do stuff from personal experiences only. Art is basically expressing those personal experiences in a way that won't sound cringy or needy. Uh, what is the relationship? Oh, yeah, this is done. How do you believe your music can connect with others and create a sense of community? Again, I am completely against creating any kind of community because a community always tends to turn violent. If you see that, there is one more very interesting thing that I have noticed. If you talk to any human being in person, personally, one on one, all the people in this world are very nice, one on one. But I don't know what happens to human beings once they start to gather in groups. Then they start to turn violent. Then they start to do things that they should not do. So I am always a, always against forming a uh, I am always against forming uh, community, Spandanians and all that. I don't know what that is. And uh, yeah, but uh, so I don't want you guys also to gather like that. And even if you gather for something constructive, for something, gather for something that can help others. Okay, don't gather for my autograph or for seeing me once. You won't really achieve anything from that. What you can do is, all my fans once, you can do one thing. You can just gather in one place and go to some some slum and just impart them free education, or you can go around and spread awareness about your intellectual property. Do constructive things. If you really have to make community, make make it for doing things that help others, and don't just make it just for the sake of Spandan fan club. I don't need that. I don't want a fan club. If you have to gather for doing something good, or just don't.